pre-trip walk around, you guys. I got busy. They ended up asking me to do my skills in the truck, so I got to do some alley docking, trying that skill out. That was different. Couldn't share that because I had to drive. But anywho, pre-trip walk around. Let's get to it. General appearance. I'm checking around the tractor and trailer to make sure there's no objects obstructing its movements. Also, to make sure that the vehicle is not leaning to one side or the other. Front of tractor, ID and clearance lights. They're amber in color, clean, not missing or broken. Working properly. Headlights, clean, not missing or broken. I want to make sure that they're not properly mounted or securely mounted. Yeah, don't say none of that. Alright, Gucci. So, it's clean, not missing or broken. Proper color. Low beam, high beam, left signal, right signal. Four-way flashers working properly. Underneath the vehicle, no fluid leaks, no hanging wires. I open this engine compartment. Opening up the engine. I'm gonna do the engine compartment. Alright, check us out. This is the alternator. It is securely mounted, not cracked or broken. The wires are securely fastened, not frayed. Properly charging the batteries. Not find a water pump. It's a radiator. This is the alternator. Let's find this water pump though. Having a little hard time finding this water pump because I ain't seen it on this side before. I never seen this truck. But they all look alike. It's the water pump. Securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Hoses not cracked or leaking. And securely fastened. Securely clamped. Properly circulating coolant. Alternator, water pump, and power steering belt. Securely mounted, not cracked or excessively worn. Securely fastened, not cracked or excessively worn. Deflection is no more than 3/4 of an inch. Radiator and fan. This is the radiator. It's the fan. Securely mounted. Radiator is not cracked or leaking. Hoses not cracked or leaking, securely clamped. Windshield washer. Coolant. Power steering reservoir, securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Hoses not cracked or leaking, and securely clamped. Fluids are at the proper level, and caps are secured. Oil dipstick line, securely mounted, not bent or cracked. Oil levels at the proper level. Dipstick is secured. I find this air compressor. Where is this air compressor? Alright, I can't see the air compressor, but we just want to go off the words. The air compressor is securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Hoses not cracked or leaking. Fitting securely connected. And gear driven. Air governor securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Hose not cracked or leaking. Fitting securely connected. Now we're going to go to the steering wheel system. It's the steering wheel shaft. Securely mounted. Not bent, cracked, or worn. U-joint. It's not worn. It's properly greased and is securely connected. Steering gearbox. Pitman. Steering gearbox is not cracked or leaking. It's securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Hoses are not cracked or leaking. And securely clamped. Fitting is securely connected. Pivot arm, drag link, steering arm, steering linkage. Securely mounted, not bent, worn, or cracked. Castle nut and cotter pins are in place. This is the castle nut and the cotter pins. Tie rod, securely mounted. Not bent, worn, or cracked. No illegal welds. Castle nut and cotter pin is in place. Now we go to the suspension system. Spring mounts, front and back. Securely mounted. Not bent, worn, or cracked. No missing brackets, bolts, or bushings. Spring leaf. Securely mounted. Not bent, cracked, or shifted. If more than a quarter damaged, the vehicle is placed out of service. U-bolt. None are loose, missing, cracked, or broken. Spring shock. Securely mounted. Not cracked or leaking. Axle. Not bent or cracked. No illegal welds. And then we go to the brake system. Brake hose not cracked or leaking. Joints are securely connected. Brake chamber securely mounted, not dented or leaking. No loose or missing clamps. Push rod securely mounted, not bent or worn. Play is no more than 1 inch when pulled by hand. Slack adjuster securely mounted, not bent or worn. Cotter pin is in place. Brake drum securely mounted, not dented or cracked. No grease, no oil, and wear is no less than 5/8 inch. Brake shoe securely mounted. No cracks or breaks. Wear is no less than 1/4. And no grease, no oil. Now we go to steering axle tires. Factory direct tires only. I'm checking for inflation, condition, and death. Tread is evenly worn, not cut or cracked. Tires cannot be recapped, retreaded, or regrooved. Tread depth is no less than 4/32 of an inch. Sidewalls not cracked or bubbled. Inflation is according to manufacturer specs by using air tire gauge. Air valve stem securely connected, not cracked or bent. Cap is in place. Rim securely mounted, not bent or cracked. No illegal welds or rust which indicates looseness. Lug nuts and bolts securely mounted. None are missing or broken. No shiny threads, and no rust which indicates looseness. Hub oil seal securely mounted, not missing nuts or bolts, not cracked or leaking, and filled to the proper level. Alright, side of tractor, driver's side, window. It's clean, not cracked or broken, rolls up and down properly. Mirror and mirror bracket is clean, is securely mounted. The mirror is clean, not cracked or broken. Adjusted from within the cab for visibility. Air bracket is securely mounted. No missing nuts and bolts. Fittings are securely connected. Door and door handle securely mounted, not broken. Opens and closes properly. Door hinges securely mounted. Seals intact. Side lights and reflectors, amber in color. Clean, not missing or broken. Working properly. Side entrance steps securely mounted tractor frame, free of debris. Fuel tank securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Lines are securely connected, not cracked or leaking. Fuel caps are secured and not leaking. Under the tractor, exhaust system securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. No missing nuts, bolts, or clamps. No excessive noise or sit when the engine is on. Drive shaft is not bent, cracked, or twisted. U-joint is securely connected and free of foreign objects. Tractor frame and cross members.
Ontario, yo.
Tractor frame is no holes, no cracks, no holes or broken welds, no damage or missing cross members. Now it's back of tractor. Catwalk. Securely mounted to the tractor frame and free of debris. Battery box. It's right there. Box is securely mounted, no missing nuts and bolts. Batteries are securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. No corrosion on the post and no exposed wires to the terminals. Then tractor rear lights. Red in color. Clean, not missing or broken. Stop light, reverse light, left signal, right signal, and four-way flashers working properly. Ouch. From there we do the drive axle system. I'll inspect this system as I did the front. Spring mounts, front and back. Securely mounted, not bent, worn, or cracked. No missing nuts, bolts. No missing brackets, bolts, or bushings. Spring leaf. Securely mounted. Not bent, cracked, or shifted. If more than a quarter damaged, the vehicle is placed out of service. Yes, I'm wearing a white shirt leaning up against a dirty truck. It is what it is. U-boats. You see them? None are missing, broken, cracked, or loose. And we hit that spring shock right there. Can't really see because of the light. That's spring shock. It's securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Torsion bar, securely mounted, not bent or cracked. No missing nuts and bolts. And axle, securely mounted, not bent or cracked, no illegal welds. Airbags, securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. Airlines, not cracked or leaking. Securely connected. Then we go to the brake system. Aha, your boy didn't forget this time. Brake hose. Not cracked or leaking. Joints are securely connected. Brake chamber is securely mounted. Not dented or leaking. No loose or missing clamps, and it is spring loaded. What's different from the front is the push rod. The play is no more than 2 inches when pulled by hand. So push rod is securely mounted, not bent or worn, and play is no more than 2 inches when pulled by hand. Slack adjuster is securely mounted, not bent or worn, and cotter pin is in place. Brake drum and brake shoes. So the brake drum is securely mounted, not cracked or dented. No grease, no oil, and wears no less than 5/8 of an inch. Brake shoes is securely mounted, not cracked or broken. No grease, no oil, and wears no less than 1/4 inch. And then we go to the tires. Rear dual tires. I'll inspect these tires as did the front. The difference is between these can be recapped, retreaded, and regrooved. I'm checking for inflation, condition, and death. Tread depth is no less than 2/32 of an inch. And tread is evenly worn, not cut or cracked. Side walls are not cut or bubbled, cracked or bubbled. Inflation is according to manufacturer specs by using air tire gauge. Air valve stem, securely connected, not cracked or bent. Cap is in place. Rim, securely mounted, not bent or cracked. No illegal welds or rust which indicates looseness. Lug nuts and bolts, securely mounted. None are missing or broken. No rust or no shiny thread or rust which indicates looseness. Hub oil seal, axle seal, excuse me. Securely mounted. Not missing nuts and bolts. It is not cracked or leaking. Go to these spacers and bud spacers. It is securely mounted. Properly mounted. Not bent or rust. Evenly spaced and free of foreign objects or free of debris. Next, the mud flaps and splash guards. Securely mounted. Not cracked, cut, or excessively worn. Not dragging on the ground. And not rubbing against the tire. Coupling system. Alright, coupling system. Fifth wheel, securely mounted to the tractor frame. No missing nuts or bolts. This doesn't have sliding locking pins, but normally we'll say sliding locking pins if applicable. Securely mounted. No loose or missing pins, and locked in place. And pins are locked in place. Airline, it will be an airline connected to it, and it is not leaking and it's securely connected. Then you'll go to the platform. It's the platform, securely mounted. No cracks or breaks, no missing nuts and bolts. And then the release arm, this thing right here, Release arm. Securely mounted. Fully engaged. Safety latches in place. And then it's the skid plate and trailer apron. This is the skid plate and the trailer apron side. Alright. So skid plate and trailer apron. Securely mounted. Properly greased to avoid friction. So you see all that grease and oil. No gap between the trailer apron and skid plate. Apron is not broken. Then we go to the locking jaws. You see how it's locked in there? Up top, they're locked in there. It's locked around the kingpin. So, locking jaws are securely mounted, not loose or missing. Locked around the kingpin shaft, and the kingpin is not bent. Let me slide up out of here. And we hit these air lines, electrical line. Air lines are not cracked or leaking, pinched or tangled. Securely connected on both ends, and fittings are securely connected. Electrical line is properly sealed and locked in place with no exposed wires. All lines are properly suspended, not to interfere with any moving parts. Glad hands, with my glad hands. Securely mounted. Rubber seal is not accessory worn and intact. So there's the semi-trailer inspection. ID and clearance lights. Amber in color, clean, not missing or broken. Working properly. Header board and side paneling. Securely mounted. Not broken and free of holes. Side lights. You don't see no side lights. But amber in color, clean, not missing or broken, and working properly. Then we go to under the semi-trailer. And we're going to do trailer frame and cross members. So the trailer frame, there's no cracks, holes, or broken welds. And the cross members are welded to the trailer frame. Floorboard, none are missing or broken. Nah. Landing gear and landing pad and trailer support. This landing gear and landing pads, securely mounted. No missing nuts and bolts. It's fully raised. Support beam. It's not bent or cracked. No missing nuts or bolts. Crank handle. Securely mounted. Not bent or cracked. Gears, low gear and high gear works properly and secured in place. Alright. So now we do the trailer axle system, suspension system. My spring mounts, Spring mount is welded to the trailer frame, and frame is welded to the cross members. See that? And we do the spring leaves. The spring leaves again. Ah. What my spring leaves look like. I can really give you a good look now. Securely mounted. Not bent, cracked, or shifted. If more than a quarter damage, the vehicle is placed out of service. My U-bolts. None are loose, missing, cracked, or broken. My torque rod. Torque rod. Securely mounted, not bent or cracked, no loose or missing nuts and bolts. Axle. Securely mounted, not bent or cracked, no illegal welds. And we go ahead and hit this brake system. Hit this brake system like I did the front. Brake hose, not cracked or leaking. Joints are securely connected. Brake chamber, securely mounted. Not dented or leaking. No loose or missing clamps, and it's spring loaded. My push rod and slack adjusters. Push rod is securely mounted, not bent or worn, and plays no more than 2 inches when pulled by hand. Slack adjuster is securely mounted, not bent or worn, and cotter pin is in place. Brake drum and brake shoes. Brake drum is securely mounted, not dented or cracked. Wear is no less than 5/8 of an inch. No grease, no oil. Brake shoe is securely mounted, not cracked or broken. No grease, no oil, and wears no less than 1/4 inch. So then I go back to these tires. You feel me? You don't feel me. So you can tell these been recapped, retreaded, and regrooved, because they can be recapped, retreaded, and regrooved. And I'm checking for inflation, condition, and death. Tread is evenly worn, not cut or cracked. And tread depth is no less than 2/32 of an inch. Spacers and bud spacers, properly mounted, not bent or rusted, evenly spaced and free of debris. Side walls, not cracked or bubbled. Yeah.
What did I tell you about the phone, man?
I'm recording my NCAT or my walk around.
Phone, though, man?
You said I can't be on the phone.
This is being on the phone. This, what you're doing, recording. This is what you do at home, at school. You cannot be on your phone.
I don't have a truck at home to get the visual.
All you gotta do is read the paper, dude. We gotta go to the office, man. I'll meet you over there.
All right. I cracked or bubbled. Inflation is according to manufacturer specs by using air tire gauge. Lug nuts and bolts securely mounted. None are missing or broken. No rust or shiny thread no shiny thread or rust which indicates looseness. Hub oil seal securely mounted, not cracked or leaking. No missing nuts and bolts. Filled to the proper level. Alright. Mud flaps securely mounted, not bent. No, excuse me. He threw me off. Mud flaps not bent. See? Mud flaps securely mounted, no missing nuts and bolts, not cracked, cut, or excessively worn, not dragging on the floor, and not rubbing against the tires. Alright. Tractor door. Back of tractor. ID and clearance lights, red in color. Clean, not missing or broken, working properly. Trailer door. Securely mounted, not broken. Sliding rails are not damaged. Cables are securely connected, not cut or worn. Doors open and close properly. Trailer lights, red in color, clean, not missing or broken. Clean, not missing or broken. Working properly. Stop, left signal, right signal, and stop lights and four-way flashes are working properly. License plate light, proper color, clean, not missing or broken, working properly. DOT bumper is welded to the trailer frame, no cracks or breaks. This concludes my pre-trip. Well, I'll inspect the left side as I did the right side. This concludes my pre-trip walk around.